Oh my God. We got to get into this article, man. It seems as if Caitlin Clark has turned down $20 million. $20 million. And the WNBA, y'all acting like y'all can't get a CBA done, turning down all this bread for y'all. Listen, Caitlin, you might need to start accepting some of these bags. You might need to start accepting some of these payments and bring your boy KTV on along for the ride. At this point, I don't think we should be turning down any more offers, CC. These people can't get themselves together around here. $20 million. Let's get into the article. The nearly $20 million rejection by Caitlin Clark has the WNBA buzzing. Here it says, Caitlin Clark is the lone basketball player on Sportico's latest ranking of the highest paid female athlete. She has climbed into the number 6 spot with an estimated $16.1 million in total earnings, a number that came despite an injury-shortened campaign that only lasted 13 games. Now, y'all know how all of us Caitlin Clark fans was disappointed that we barely even got to see the woman play.
She walked away from an unbelievable $20 million. Just pause and let that sink in. Caitlin Clark, the superstar everyone can't stop talking about, didn't accidentally miss out on this money, didn't overlook it, didn't misunderstand the offer. She intentionally, boldly, and consciously turned it down. A decision so shocking, so incomprehensible, that it has ripped through the sports world like a thunderclap. Executives, analysts, and fans are scrambling, speechless, trying to make sense of a choice that almost no athlete on earth would ever dare to make. This wasn't a polite decline. It was a statement, a powerful proclamation of what truly matters to her. The real question isn't simply why she said no, but what deeper motivations, values, and long-term vision pushed her towards such an astonishing decision. Because make no mistake, the financial ground under women's sports has just shifted dramatically, and understanding her reasoning is absolutely essential.
13 games. Now, y'all know how all of us Caitlin Clark fans was disappointed that we barely even got to see the woman play last season. We waited all off season, had to get through the 3-on-3 unrivaled, whatever, just to get to the season, and she only plays 13 games. We're being told every day that she's day-to-day for months and months on end, all the way until there's only the last week of the season is 2 games left, and they say she's done for the year. Dragged us along all season. So here it says her WNBA salary at $119,000 barely registers in
every corner of the sports landscape, from NBA circles to major media outlets, is erupting with speculation, hunting for answers behind this historic decision. Caitlin Clark, still technically a rookie, is already a phenomenon. She doesn't just draw attention, she alters ratings, fills arenas, and dominates discussions. Her WNBA salary, barely scratching 6 figures, is practically irrelevant in comparison to her massive financial empire. Despite playing only 13 games due to injury, she still climbed to number 6 on Sportico's list of highest-paid female athletes, with $16.1 million earned. The twist? Almost all of that staggering number comes from endorsements, not her WNBA paycheck. This extraordinary financial position gives her a rare kind of power, the freedom to make decisions based on long-term strategy instead of immediate financial need. Very few athletes her age in any sport ever reach this level of control.
Long all season. So here it says her WNBA salary at $119,000 barely registers in comparison to the endorsement revenue powering her rise. With that level of financial comfort, Clark finds herself in a position few young athletes ever reach. She does not need additional league's money, additional seasons, or additional mileage on her body to secure her future. It has become the clearest explanation for why she continues to pass on eye-catching offers from leagues eager.
And here's why her endorsement power matters so immensely. With that kind of revenue flowing in from global brands, Clark operates from a position of unprecedented stability. She doesn't need to chase additional contracts, risk her health with extra seasons, or compromise her long-term potential just to secure money. That insulation gives her something almost magical: complete autonomy. She can say no to leagues that are practically begging for her presence, throwing enormous numbers at her, hoping to attach themselves to her skyrocketing brand. This isn't just an advantage, it's a full-on strategic superpower. She's thinking far beyond yearly payouts. She's planning legacy, health, career longevity, and generational impact.
Icing and then some. So She turned that down. We know Project B came with a eye-dropping, crazy number. We know they came with a crazy bag, and she has turned it down left and right. And we can't even forget that Ice Cube came with a bag. So she's been turning down leagues left and right since before she even played a game in her rookie season. Here it says, Caitlin doesn't have the financial need to play in any other league. She's making so much money off the court and endorsements. Robin Lundberg summed it up. Salute to Robin Lundberg.
Remember Unrivaled, the new league co-founded by Sabrina Ionescu? They went all in for Caitlin. Their offer was reportedly over $1 million plus equity ownership for just a short run in their debut season. Ionescu herself got $1 million, so it's only logical Clark's package was even bigger. But despite the tempting combination of cash and ownership, Clark shut it down instantly. No Josetaschen, no Nigoboschiaschen, just a clean, decisive no. And when the league kept teasing her involvement in their promotional materials, stretching out the illusion that she might join, Caitlin herself had to step in and shut the speculation down permanently. A clear signal that she's driven by something far beyond short-term payouts.
To the millions annually with multi-year commitments reaching 8-figure totals and equity attached. Again, Clark said no. A pattern that started before she ever played a pro game, even before her WNBA debut. I just called this. The Big Three tried to recruit her with a highly publicized proposal. The league referenced an offer of worth $5 million for an 8-game run. 5 M's for 8 games. CC, we might need to go pick up some of these bags, mama. We got to pick up some of these. Look, there's too many checks laying around here. You got to go get this. You don't know when this gravy train going in.
And then came Ice Cube's Big Three League. Long before her WNBA debut, they tried to land her with a headline-grabbing public offer. The numbers were staggering. $5 million for just 8 games. An insider said it could have ballooned to $15 million for a full 10-week run. For a rookie, practically unheard of. Those figures towered over her WNBA earnings, her college, nil totals, everything. Yet she turned it down with the same calm certainty, leaving fans and analysts stunned, asking, why would anyone pass on that kind of payday?
Over $20 million for a long-term commitment. They definitely were going to pay her the bag. And Caitlin has been adamant that she loves the WNBA. She grew up watching the WN. You know, Maya Moore is her favorite player, and she wants to be a WNBA great, and she wants to play in the WNBA. So hopefully they can get a deal done. We had Sue Bird and Stephanie White kind of talk about the state of the CBA and where they are, where the Indiana Fever are, more importantly, and how they're going about this CBA offseason. Let's give that a listen.
We schedule a week ahead and schedule a week in advance. And if it's gonna shut down, then we need to shut everything down.
The answer comes down to one fundamental issue: timing. The Big Three season overlaps directly with her first WNBA season, the season she has dreamed of her entire life. Accepting the offer would have meant juggling 2 intense leagues at once, throwing herself into a physically punishing schedule while still trying to master the transition to professional basketball. It would have risked exhaustion, injury, and an unstable start to her WNBA legacy. Caitlin Clark understood immediately that chasing a massive check now could derail everything she is trying to build long-term. So she made the kind of choice very few young athletes have the strength to make. She chose discipline over dollars, legacy over quick cash, WNBA over temporary fame. And when you combine the Big Three offer, the unrivaled offer, and the long-term multi-million proposals from Project B, the total amount she walked away from isn't just $20 million. It likely exceeds it by a significant margin. Over and over again, she has turned down life-changing money because her vision is bigger than a single payout. Her connection to the WNBA is personal. She idolized its stars, especially Maya Moore. She wants to become one of its legends, not just a player who passed through, but a cornerstone name. Her loyalty isn't symbolic. It's woven into every decision she makes. Even last season's frustrating injury saga clarified her priorities. Fans waited months for updates, only to learn at the end that she was shut down for good. That experience reinforced how fragile a career can be, and why protecting her health matters far more than a short-term financial whirlwind. Her endorsements give her an unprecedented level of financial safety, allowing her to be selective, intentional, and uncompromising. Brands are lining up for her. She doesn't have to chase opportunities. She gets to choose them, a position that historically didn't exist for female athletes. Her rejections aren't just personal choices. They send shockwaves through the sports world. By publicly prioritizing the WNBA, she is validating its importance, signaling its potential, and forcing the league to rise to the level of its biggest star. At the same time, internal tensions, from leadership criticism to CBA negotiations, reveal how fragile this moment is for the league's infrastructure. Coaches and executives openly admit that roster planning, budgeting, and injury management are nearly impossible under the current uncertainty. Some commentators openly distrust the league's leadership, worrying they might mishandle the very star who is carrying its momentum. The WNBA must evolve rapidly or risk losing the very player who could transform its entire future. But Clark's choices do more than challenge the WNBA. They create a new blueprint for athletes everywhere. She's proving that you can protect your body, focus on your primary league, and still build enormous wealth. She's redefining athlete empowerment, shifting the mentality from grab every bag to build the right legacy. Her refusal of $20 million isn't a sacrifice. It's a strategic rebellion, a bet on herself, a belief that the WNBA is worth her best years, a declaration that true success is measured not by how fast you cash out, but by how intentionally you build your career. In the end, her legacy won't be defined by the money she turned down, but by the dynasty she chose to build.
Or Kemp, Amber, Cox, Kelly Crosscar. I don't trust these ladies, man. I don't trust them with Caitlin Clark. I just truly don't, man. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. This is Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share.